was just trying to make it through another late-night study session. The air in her dorm room was thick with the scent of old books and lukewarm coffee. She glanced at the clock 1 a.m., way too late. Needing a break, she grabbed her phone, her fingers flying across the screen as she texted her best friend, Ava, "Meet you at the cafe in 10?" A quick hit of caffeine was exactly what she needed. She sent the message and set her phone down, stretching her arms over her head with a yawn. A soft chime echoed in the quiet room almost instantly. That was fast. Ava must be just as desperate for a break as she was. Maya smiled and picked up her phone, expecting a simple "on my way" or a thumbs up emoji. But the message that came back wasn't from Ava. The screen glowed with a single chilling sentence from an unknown number. "I'm already here." Maya's smile vanished. Her heart started to pound against her ribs. It had to be a wrong number, right? Some harmless mistake. She typed back, "Sorry, I think you have the wrong person." She put the phone down, her hand trembling slightly. A prank, it had to be. But then the phone chimed again. Another message from the same number. It was a picture. Maya's breath hitched in her throat as she opened it. The photo was of her right now, sitting at her desk, bathed in the soft glow of her lamp, her face pale with confusion. She could see the back of her own head, the worn-out college sweatshirt she was wearing. Someone was in her room. She dropped the phone as if it had burned her. Her eyes darted around the small space, searching the shadows, the closet, the space under her bed. Nothing. The room was empty. Her door was locked. The window was shut tight. Her mind raced. How was this possible? Was someone watching her through the window? She crept over, pulling back the curtain just a fraction. The campus grounds were dark and deserted. No one was there. Shaking, she picked up her phone again. Another message was waiting. "Turn around." A cold dread washed over her, so intense it felt like ice water flooding her veins. Every instinct screamed at her not to run, to scream for help. But a morbid curiosity, a terrifying pull, was stronger. Slowly, stiffly, her muscles screaming in protest, Maya began to turn. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that will make you double-check your own phone and maybe even look over your shoulder. Let's get right into it. It started like any other Tuesday for Maya. She was running late, as usual, scrambling to get to the library to meet her friend Ava. Her bag felt like it weighed a ton, packed with textbooks for their study session. As she hurried across campus, her phone buzzed in her pocket. She pulled it out, annoyed, expecting another reminder from Ava. But the message wasn't from Ava. It was from herself. The notification popped up under her own contact name, her own profile picture smiling back at her. The message was short, just 3 words, but they sent a chill down her spine. "Already here. Hurry." Maya froze in the middle of the crowded path. How was this possible? Was it a glitch? A prank? Her heart started to pound. Maybe she'd accidentally sent it herself through some weird pocket dial situation. It didn't make any sense. She typed back a quick, frantic reply. "Who is this?" But the message failed to send. No signal, of course. Shaking her head, she tried to dismiss it as a weird tech bug. She picked up her pace, jogging the last 100 yards to the library. The huge old building loomed ahead, its stone facade looking more imposing than usual. She pushed through the heavy wooden doors, the sudden silence of the library a sharp contrast to the noise outside. She scanned the main reading room, her eyes searching for Ava's familiar red jacket, and then she saw her. Ava was sitting at their usual table in the back corner, right by the tall windows overlooking the campus green. But she wasn't alone. Someone was sitting across from her, their back to Maya. The person had the same long, dark hair as her. They were wearing a blue sweater, the exact same one Maya had on right now. Ava was laughing, talking animatedly to this other person, completely at ease. Maya's breath hitched in her throat. She slowly started walking toward the table, her footsteps silent on the thick carpet. Her phone buzzed again. She glanced down, her hands trembling. It was another message from her own number. It read, "I told you I was here." Maya looked up. The person in the blue sweater was turning around. And as their eyes met, Maya saw her own face smiling back at her, a cold, knowing smile that didn't reach her eyes. Ava was still chatting, oblivious, as the other Maya raised a hand in a small, mocking wave. What do you think happens next? Let me know your theories down in the comments. This one really gave me the chills. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more creepy tailies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have you ever gotten a text that just made your stomach drop? Not because it was bad news, but because it was impossible? That's what happened to Maya one rainy Tuesday. She was just scrolling through her phone, half watching some boring reality show, when a notification popped up. Nothing unusual, right? Except the date stamp read, the 9th of November 2030, 5 years from now. Her heart hammered against her ribs. She stared at the screen, her reflection a pale, shocked face looking back at her. How can you get a text from 5 years in the future? A low hum, almost like static, seemed to emanate from the phone itself. Her thumb hovered over the message, trembling. Part of her screamed not to open it, to throw the phone against the wall and pretend this never happened. But the curiosity, it was a physical pull, an itch she had to scratch. With a deep breath, she tapped the screen. The message loaded, a single line of text that made even less sense than the date. It said, "Don't get on the train." What train? She didn't have any plans to take a train. Was this some elaborate prank? A virus? She checked the sender. It was her own number. The next few days were a blur of anxiety. Maya tried to forget about it, to rationalize it as a bizarre glitch. But the message haunted her. Don't get on the train. It echoed in her mind during meetings, while she was jogging as she tried to sleep. Then a week later, her boss called her into his office. "Maya, great news. We're sending you to the national conference in Chicago next week. We've already booked your train ticket for Tuesday morning." Tuesday. The date of the message was approaching. A cold dread washed over her. It was just a coincidence, right? A glitchy text couldn't possibly predict the future. Or could it? The impossible message from 2030 was now forcing her to make a choice that could change everything. What would you do? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. Thanks for watching. The city lights blurred into a soft glow outside Maya's window, but she didn't notice. All her focus was on the small, bright screen in her hand. It lit up again, a sudden, intrusive flash in the darkness of her bedroom. A new message. Just 5 words, but they sent a shiver down her spine. Down to go to the cafe tomorrow. Her thumb hovered over the screen. Who is this? An unknown number. It had to be a prank, right? Some friend messing with her, or maybe a wrong number. She tried to laugh it off, placing the phone face down on her nightstand. But sleep didn't come easy. The message echoed in her mind, a tiny seed of unease planting itself in the pit of her stomach. The persistent, low hum of anxiety was worse than any loud noise. The next morning, the sun was bright, the sky a brilliant, cloudless blue. The world seemed determined to prove her late-night fears were ridiculous. She got ready, the smell of coffee from her own kitchen a comforting routine. She had a meeting at the Daily Grind, her favorite cafe, the one she went to every single Tuesday. It was a standing appointment with her colleague, Mark, to go over their weekly project reports. Canceling wasn't an option. "It's just a silly prank," she whispered to her reflection as she grabbed her bag, but her hands were clammy. The memory of the message felt like a cold shadow clinging to her. She thought about it all the way to the cafe, her logical mind battling the growing sense of dread. She dismissed it as a prank, a silly, childish joke. She had to, until she arrived. From across the street, she saw it, yellow tape, flashing lights. A crowd of onlookers gathered, their faces a mixture of shock and morbid curiosity. The familiar green awning of the daily grind was still there, but everything else was chaos. An ambulance was pulling away, its siren a mournful wail that cut through the morning air. Maya's blood ran cold. Her phone, which she was clutching in her hand, felt heavy as lead. It buzzed, another message from the same unknown number. Her hand was shaking so violently she could barely read it. It said, "I told you. Now listen carefully. Your life depends on it. This wasn't a prank." This was something far more terrifying. And whoever was sending these messages knew exactly where she was supposed to be. The question wasn't just who, but why. And what were they going to ask her to do next? Thank you for watching. If you want to find out what happens to Maya, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next part of the story. The sun was just kissing the tops of the buildings, casting that beautiful golden light you only get in the early morning. I can still picture it perfectly. The usual crowd was starting to gather at the Daily Grind, our favorite little cafe. You know, the one with the green awning and the smell of fresh coffee that hits you from a block away. People were chatting, laughing, starting their day just like any other. Maya was running late, as usual. She was juggling her keys, her phone, and a stack of papers, rushing down the street, probably already composing her apology for being 10 minutes behind schedule for her meeting. She was about a block away when her phone buzzed. Just a quick text. She stopped, annoyed at the interruption, and fished it out of her purse. It was from her sister, a silly cat meme. Maya smiled, typed out a quick, so cute, and was about to put her phone away and start running again. And then it happened. A deafening roar that shook the very ground beneath her feet. It wasn't just a sound, you felt it in your bones. An explosion. A massive, terrifying blast ripped through the morning calm. From where she stood, she saw a plume of black smoke and angry orange flames billow out from the front of the Daily Grind. Glass shattered and rained down onto the sidewalk like deadly confetti. People were screaming, running in every direction, their morning coffees spilled and forgotten. The peaceful scene from moments ago was now a landscape of chaos and fear. Maya just stood there, frozen. Her keys and papers slipped from her grasp and scattered on the pavement. Her mind couldn't process it. She was supposed to be in there, right at that front window table, her usual spot. If it wasn't for that text, that silly cat meme that made her stop for just a few seconds, she would have been inside. That one simple text message had saved her life. It's a chilling reminder of how fragile life is and how a single random moment can change everything forever. What do you think? Was it fate or just pure luck? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Every year on this day, my phone buzzes. And every year, it's the same sender, me. For the past 5 years. On April 17th, I received a message from a contact I saved as Maya Self. The first time it happened, I thought it was a prank. Someone had spoofed my number, trying to freak me out. The message was simple, cryptic. Don't get in the car. I laughed it off. Later that day, my friend called, hysterical. He'd been in a minor fender bender in the exact car I was supposed to be in. I was just running late. Coincidence, I told myself. The next year, another message. He's not who you think he is. I was dating someone new, and things were perfect. Or so I thought. The message made me paranoid. I started digging just a little, and I found out he was living a double life. I ended it, heartbroken but grateful. The coincidences were starting to feel less like coincidences. Year 3. Sell the stocks now. It was a single line, but it screamed urgency. My small investment portfolio was doing great, but I listened. I sold everything. 2 weeks later, the market took a nosedive. I would have lost it all. My blood ran cold. This wasn't a prank. This was a warning system, but from who? Or rather, from when year 4 was the scariest. Don't go home tonight. I was terrified. What was waiting for me at home? A break-in? A fire? I booked a hotel room, my hands shaking so badly I could barely hold my phone. The next morning, I learned there was a massive gas leak in my building. The entire block had been evacuated. I would have been asleep. I wouldn't have woken up. Now it's today. April 17th. I've been staring at my phone for hours, my heart pounding against my ribs. Each buzz, each notification makes me jump. My past self or future self has saved my life 4 times. But the messages are getting more and more dire. What will this year's message say? What catastrophe am I supposed to avoid this time? And the biggest question, the one that keeps me up at night, what happens on the day the messages stop? The phone just lit up. It's from me. I'm afraid to open it, but I know I have to. What would you do? Let me know what you think is happening in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to see what the message says. The city skyline used to be my comfort, a glittering promise against the dark. Now it just feels like a million tiny eyes watching me, waiting. It's been 3 weeks since that night, 3 weeks since Liam's message burned itself into my phone screen and into my mind. You can't save me next time. What did he mean by that? Was it a threat? A cry for help? Or something else entirely? Every time my phone buzzes, my heart leaps into my throat. I expect to see his name, another cryptic message pulling me deeper into this nightmare, but it's never him. It's just the world moving on, oblivious. They say he disappeared, that he just walked away from his life, but I know better. I was the last person he spoke to. I was the one who was supposed to save him, and I failed. The police were sympathetic but useless. People go missing all the time, Miss Evans, they'd said. He's an adult. He probably just needed some space, but Liam wouldn't just leave. Not without his wallet, his keys, his life. And definitely not after sending me that message. It was a clue, I know it was. He was trying to tell me something, to warn me. I started digging. His apartment was eerily neat, almost staged. No signs of a struggle, no forced entry. But in his study, tucked away inside an old philosophy book, I found it. A small black notebook. The pages were filled with strange symbols, charts, and names. My name was there, circled in red. Alongside it, a date. Tomorrow. Suddenly, the rain outside sounds less like a storm and more like a whisper. His whisper, next time. The words from the screen echo in the empty room. It wasn't a warning for him. It was a warning for me. He wasn't running from something. He was being hunted, and now they're coming for me. This isn't just about finding a missing person anymore. It's about survival. That date in the notebook isn't an appointment. It's an expiration. I don't know who they are or what they want, but I know one thing. They think I'm next. But they've underestimated me. Liam wanted me to save him, but maybe what he really did was give me a chance to save myself. The hunt is on, and I refuse to be the prey. If you want to see what happens next, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss this. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that will twist your perception of time and fate. It's a chilling tale about a message, a warning, and a loop that couldn't be broken. So grab your headphones and let's get into it. Imagine this, a bustling cafe, the smell of coffee in the air, students typing away on their laptops. Among them is Maya, just another face in the crowd, completely unaware that her life is about to end. A sudden, catastrophic explosion rips through the building. The scene is chaos, smoke, and devastation. Now, let's rewind. 1 year before that tragic day, Maya receives a text message on her phone. It's from a number she doesn't recognize, but the sender's name is Maya, her own name. The message is frantic, filled with specific, chilling details. Don't go to the cafe on October 26th next year. There will be an explosion. Please, you have to listen to me. Your life depends on it. Maya is baffled. Is it a prank? A sick joke? The details are so specific, so unnerving. She tries to call the number, but it's disconnected. She tries to trace it, but it leads nowhere. For a full year, that message haunts her. She tells her friends, who dismiss it as a creepy but random prank. She even mentions it to her family, who tell her not to worry about such nonsense. As the date approaches, her anxiety skyrockets. Every news report about gas leaks or faulty wiring sends a shiver down her spine. The day before, October 25th, she's a nervous wreck. She rereads the message 100 times. Don't go to the cafe. It seems so simple. Just stay home. But then a friend calls. Hey, Maya, we're all meeting at the campus cafe tomorrow to finish our project. It's the only time we can all get together before the deadline. Maya hesitates. She remembers the warning. But the pressure is immense. It's a group project, her grade is on the line, and her friends are counting on her. What if the message was just a cruel joke after all? What are the odds? On the morning of October 26, she convinces herself it was all a ridiculous fantasy. She grabs her bag, puts her phone on silent, and heads to the cafe, pushing the ominous warning to the back of her mind. She sits down, opens her laptop, and starts working. And then it happens, just as the message foretold. Now for the final heartbreaking twist. 1 year after the incident, investigators are still piecing things together. A news headline flashes on a screen. Student found dead in cafe explosion, same date as before. The camera pans over the scene, settling on her recovered phone, miraculously intact. The screen is still glowing with the message notification she received exactly 1 year prior. The warning she sent to herself, she never escaped her own warning, because the sender, the future Maya who sent the text, was already gone. She was destined to die so she could send the message, but in doing so, she created a loop where the warning could never be truly received by a version of herself who would survive. It's a terrifying paradox, isn't it? A closed loop with no escape. What do you guys think? Could she have done anything differently? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. See you next time.